We all know pets are a big part of our world. In fact, we think of them as a member of our family. And that's why it's so important to know life-saving skills for our canines and felines when an emergency hits. That's why we brought in a friend, Donna Olson. She joins us with CPR and first aid tips. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me.
How do we know if our dog's overheating? What's the first sign?
Well, dogs, especially in the summertime when it's hot, will pant as normal part of cooling themselves. They don't have sweat glands like we do.
Right.
And so panting is normal. When it gets to be uncontrollable panting, their gums and tongue will get bright red in color, and then they'll also just the action of their tongue coming in and out from that panting will cause foaming at the mouth. And
oh my gosh.
That's some of the first signs.
What should we do when we see that, when the process starts?
So what we want to do, of course, is get them out of the heat. If you have access to a big shallow bowl of cool water, not necessarily cold water. Sometimes they'll actually put their feet in it or lay in it, if you've ever seen that.
Nice.
That's their own way of learning to cool themselves. But the key is to cool them slowly and not to use like ice water.
And it's important also to take care of a pet's undercoat too during summer, because it's like wearing a fur coat during these hot days.
Right. So when that undercoat or that loose coat that's shedding builds up and gets stuck under there, it doesn't allow airflow to the skin, and therefore it's harder for them to cool themselves. The top coat is actually designed to repel sun and keep them cool. So.
And what about choking? I know that's another problem with pets, and sometimes, especially with cats, I hear they're choking up a fur ball or something. What do we do if our pet's choking?
So normally, actually, dogs are 4 times more likely to choke than cats. Cats generally do get those fur balls out on their own. And actually, even with dogs too, we want to give them the opportunity to get it out on themselves. Get them out themselves. Put them in a smaller room where we can monitor them. If they start having more trouble and they seem like they're not being able to choke and
Get it out themselves?
we're gonna basically work like a billows on their rib cage. So as they cough or gag, we're gonna go in and push up.
In and
with
push up.
them. With them.
Okay.
Then, if eventually, if the trachea is completely blocked with an item, you'll hear a high, shrill kind of wheezing sound.
Right.
And then usually they'll go unconscious.
Oh my gosh, that's so scary. But when you push in and up, you don't want to push too hard, right? Because otherwise it might hurt their ribs, or no?
My thing is your dog's choking, we got to get it out. So, if we injure their ribs versus, having a blocked airway.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, now show me how to do CPR. We're going to show both cat and dog. Let's start with dog first.
Right. So if say we're choking and the dog actually gets the airway blocked for long enough time, they're going to go unconscious. We call that doggy down. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start chest compressions. We're going to place our hands right over the widest part of the chest and hard, fast compressions. And we're going to do 30 compressions and 2 breaths.
What were you doing with your right hand?
So we're
just holding it?
Yep, it's just your stationary hand. You make kind of an L and use it to keep your hand in place.
Okay.
Okay, but we're going to do more about 1 per second.
Does it matter the size of the dog, how hard we do it, or how many we do?
We want to go 1/3 to 1/2 down because their heart's located in the center of their chest, unlike humans. So we have to at least get 1/3 to 1/2 down to stimulate the heart.
Okay. So if that doesn't work, what's the next step? You do 30 compressions.
30 compressions, and then we're going to give 2 breaths. So we open and extend the airway, pull the tongue past the canine, and then we make that airtight seal with their mouth, and we actually blow in their nose.
Okay, would you cover the nose with your own mouth?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, and you're going to actually cover it. You're going to breathe and watch for the chest to rise and fall to know how much air you're putting in.
How many times do you do that?
2 breaths and back to 30
compressions. Okay.
2 breaths, 30 for about 2 minutes.
All right, let's move over to my little kitty friend over here.
So kitties are a little bit easier. Well, it depends on if they're unconscious they are.
Yeah.
So we actually just do what's called the taco technique.
Okay.
So we just use our thumb and 2 middle fingers, and we just do the chest compressions like this.
That's
Dogs under 10 pounds or kitties.
So you're just squeezing right here with these 3 fingers, your thumb and 2 fingers.
And this little index finger goes right up.
Are you pushing with the index finger?
Nope.
Okay.
We use these 2 fingers because they're our weakest, so we don't over compress.
Okay. And now, Dawn, this time of year, there's a lot of poison out there for our pets, like just maybe some fertilizer on the lawn, anything like that they can digest. What are some of the signs we should look for?
Yes, so poisoning is usually human error, and it's preventable. And so as far as poisonings, we generally look immediately for vomiting or foaming at the mouth. Again, they can eventually show excitability, seizures, loss of consciousness.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of different types of poisons now. I mean, a lot of pet fertilizer or fertilizers becoming pet friendly. or safe for pets, depending on what you consider safe for pets. But we're seeing more ingestions of prescription medications,
Oh my
marijuana
gosh.
edibles.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? They just leave
brownies,
them around?
right? Chocolate, dogs love chocolate. And then also the e-cigarette refills, they're mango flavored or banana flavored. And we're seeing dogs overdose on nicotine.
That is so scary that people just leave that around.
Well, and some dogs are really good at getting in stuff.
Yeah, or cats up on a counter or something.
Yes.
Well, Dawn, thank you. This is valuable information for all of our pet lovers out there. If you'd like to learn more about life-saving techniques for your critter, classes are being offered. You can visit foothillsanimalshelter.org/classes. Now, while you're on the website, you might also find a new four-legged friend up for adoption. So check it out.